Japan is commemorating the 72nd anniversary of the U.S. military's deadly atomic bombing of the city of Hiroshima, which still bears the scars of the disaster. Thousands of people took part in the memorial service, held a minute of silence to remember the dead, and made a call to eliminate nuclear weapons. Prime Minister Shinzo Abe and the city mayor also attended the ceremony held at Hiroshima's Memorial Park. The Hiroshima bombing on August 6, 1945, claimed the lives of over 192,000 people. Some died immediately, while others succumbed to wounds or radiation-related illnesses later. 3 days after the incident, the U.S. military dropped another bomb on the city of Nagasaki, killing 80,000 people. For more on that, let's bring in Jacques Pauwels from Toronto. He's a writer and historian. Mr. Pauwels, the U.S. is the only country in the world that's used nuclear bombs during war, and still it has nuclear weapons. And interestingly enough, today the U.S. has this policy of bulldozing any other country that has nuclear arsenal. Why do you think that is?
Well, it is because, of course, the nuclear bomb is a very powerful weapon. And from the very beginning, when the United States first obtained that weapon in the first half of 1945, it gave the then President Truman, a feeling of omnipotence. He felt that with a weapon like that he could dictate or force the will of the United States, the will of the people who ruled the United States, on any country in the world. So he felt that that weapon alone made the United States all powerful. And in many ways, even though the past history has shown that it wasn't quite like that, it wasn't quite that simple, even today, many people in the United States, especially among the military and political leadership, continue to believe that having nuclear weapons, atom bombs, plural, still gives you power over others. And that's why, of course, they don't want any other countries to have them and want to keep as many as possible for themselves. So it's just a tool to be able to throw your weight around, to enforce your power all over the world.
All right, and for the whole world, not just Japan, the Hiroshima and Nagasaki incidents are excruciatingly painful, and yet 72 years on, the United States has not yet apologized for the incident. Your take on that?
Well, the United States is not in the habit of apologizing for anything. There's lots of things about which the United States should apologize. They should apologize to Black Americans, to Afro-Americans for having kept them as slaves for hundreds of years. They should apologize big time to the Native Americans, the First Nations, what we usually call Indians, many of whom were killed, really were massacred by the hundreds of thousands. The term genocide has been used in this context. The United States never has apologized for killing something like between 2 and 4 million Vietnamese in the Vietnam War. All of these are examples of situations where the United States could have and should have apologized in some way, but never really did. So the Hiroshima is just one more example of that. It's really, in that respect, nothing special. It's just a custom by now for the United States not to apologize, because the leaders of the country feel that they can do whatever they want and get away with it and never have to say, I'm sorry, they're sorry.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Pauwels, for sharing your thoughts with Press TV. That was Jacques Pauwels from on Toronto, I believe. He's a writer and historian.